Listen, what you were saying, I was going to say on the treadmill. Yeah, I'll do with guys because people will talk about heart rate and all this stuff, and I say, listen, work your complex and fine motor skills at an elevated heart rate, and I'll be there for you.
Yeah,
it's that simple. So I do drills where I'm like sprinting on a treadmill, and while I'm sprinting on the treadmill, I'll draw the weapon and come out and engage it. And I'm doing tank turret shit. And I'll tell you this: when you're doing like 7, 8, 9, 10 miles an hour on the treadmill, if you're not controlling your hips and your left foot, right foot synchronicity, I mean, you're going to be off. You know this. You've been on the treadmill where you turn to talk to somebody and you start to twist sideways and you have to grab on.
Yeah.
So it's an amazing thing. It's an amazing. Sir, come back in here. We want to interview you. But you follow what I'm saying? Is like,
yeah.
But so we'll do things like as an example. I'll have me and a partner on a treadmill. We're freaking cranking. We're like, okay, we've done our like quarter-mile sprint, and then jump off the treadmill, and the guy's like, whack, throws that punch. The hands come up, we get into a combat clinch, and then the gun comes out, engage the guy, back on, reset.
Right.
So what we're doing is like it's simulating, running. It's hard to do this outside unless you're on private property because people are going to call the cops, right?
Yeah.
Two guys running with guns.
It's about mistakes, but yeah.
So we're doing it on the treadmill, running. We agree, we jump off. We agree to a type of clinch drill that's precipitated by a pre-contact cue that's simulating a sucker punch or tackle. We're pushing away danger, which is a primal gross motor move. We're wrestling for position, and one guy knows who's offense or defense in that sequence. You come back on, you contact, shoot the guy, jump on the treadmill, do it again.
Yeah.
And so you've agreed to the drill, but the timing, the synchronicity, the pace, the balance is alive every time. And that's what you can do at home with this stuff, is you can simulate everything's a training op. You hear the doorbell ring. What the fuck's that? You can
every time it comes to commercial,
you can do something, but like I'll do things. It's crazy, you could say, hey, I've never practiced getting my gun out where the threat's over here, and I'm hiding behind. I jump behind a wall, and I got to come up and do this, and do this angle. It's gonna be different if it's this angle. It's gonna change. So what what was that Einstein quote about imagination, right? I forget it. We'll pop it up there. But you know how he said imagination is more important than knowledge or something like that. I'm screwing this. Sorry, Alan. Yeah. But you gotta be there instead of just going beep beep. What you do is I've done stuff where I've got weapons on me and I'm in a this crazy shit. I'm in a cab. I'm at dinner with a bunch of people, and I'll be talking to them, and I'll pull out my knife and open it under the table, and my heart's pounding. What the fuck are you doing? I'm in Morton's, pulling out my Strider knife and opening it slowly so nobody hears click.
Yeah.
But what I'm practicing is this stress inoculating, accessing it from a weird position at a weird angle while I'm not giving anything away. I'm talking to somebody I care about, and I'm thinking, if I had to pull out my knife now and stab
you. Is that what that click was last night?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, right.
So
I almost hand soloed you underneath.
But you start to do, so it's really that creative shit. As far as the flinch stuff goes, the three things you want to remember is a flinch, a threat that's really close will produce head protection. So if we're like this here and you go to hit me, my hands are going to come up over here. They're not going to go here because you're too close. As that distance changes, my hands will still come up near my face, but the protective mechanism is I'm trying to fill the space by pushing away the danger. If a dog comes running at you, let's say you're walking out, some freaking pit bull comes running at you, and your gun's in here, you're not going to just go, and do that. Yeah. You're going to be, whoa, but then you're going to try, And so if you think about the killer rabbit in the Monty Python shit, the killer rabbit always attacked the throat, but you don't flinch into the Karate Kid stance, you push away the danger. So a magic thing with the survival system is your hands will always try to intercept the threat line, the trajectory between the threat and your head.
Okay.
Does that help?
Absolutely. So if you think where the highest probability of threats going to come out,
yeah. So
training your hands in different areas, your body movement, dynamic movement, and then it's working.
So something coming here is going to produce this. So I'm going to want to get my gun here. But if the threat was coming from this side, and this is the interesting thing, is if you got a threat coming here, this hand will go up, that'll reflexively go here. But if you get a left-hander who comes in here, this hand goes up like that. Now you've got to figure out, this is now where the athleticism and thinking it through, those data points, and now you're going to have to press out here because that has to go to your gut.
And it's to make it happen.
Yeah, so I would go, oh, threat here, shit, my hand's up here, and I realize, how the fuck am I going to get my gun out here? I've got it now, so if you, let's say, chopping me in the head, I'm over here, I now have to push, so I've got to practice that transition. But why the spear is so simple is because it's ambidextrous out of the gate. Pushing away danger is not about my good side or my bad side. Your body automatically orients towards a threat. What you've got to then do is recognize that accessing your gun is a complex motor skill, and it's a skill, and a skill means I got to practice it.
Yeah.
So put yourself in that crazy position, and just make sure that it's not goofy shit where you go, well, let's say like 3 mermaids and an alien attacked me, I'd be in this position. I go, time out. I go, no, let's make it realistic. Some guy just hit me. I fell over a chair. I'm getting up. How do I get up and draw my weapon? How do I run and get my weapon? How do I cover my...
Like, so if you come in whatever, it could be random, it could be neat, I don't know, whatever.
Well, it'd be the type of thing where, like, you know, let's say we're in a bar, and you know, you're standing like that, and I decide I'm going to grab your shirt. So you're like ready to jack me with a football player. That's telegraphic. You can see. So you'd be standing there like, dude.
I always stand like,
okay. So, and you know, so if I go, motherfucker, and I do this sort of thing. Well, right now, look, if you said, oh shit, I got to get my gun, look where your hands are.
Yeah.
Okay. So you would want to, at this point, the relationship here is, I want you to take your left hand. Don't move it, just open your left hand and release it from here. And now using your extensor muscles, start to push away with your left hand. Now transition your right over and get your gun. So you push it away. But you see how you broke off here, you broke inside?
Yeah.
So now the guys, you know, in here, we're back in the fight. Go back again.
We're doing safety check, we're cold.
Okay. So now we're just talking like this, and I go, motherfucker, and you're over here like this. Now, there we go. That's totally different. Right. And then I'd be reaching, but you'd be able to shoot me.
Here and be like, take out the leg.
That's way better. And if you hit me with it, if you pump me with it, you know, it would knock me backwards. We're not going to do that here because we don't have height.
Yeah.
But you can see how when I grabbed you, you didn't like it. There was a physiological response.
There was the response.
You know. But and this is a neat thing because most people when they grab each other, they grab each other like or they go. No, you go or I go, and they'll go like this. They'll go. Okay, so the guy's got you in the lapel grab.
Yeah, it's funny how different that is.
So because we teach like a role playing course, when I came at you, I flashed at you in the movement, and there's your flinch.
Yeah.
So you were doing that. But I was producing it synthetically. You still got an adrenaline dump, and this is the magic of it, is your heart rate change, your physiology change, but you weren't in any danger. Right. So you're still getting fucked. And really the right thing to do isn't to grab my fucking arms.
Yeah.
You know, if you grab me like that, I'm going to, whoa, look how my hands went. So now if I wanted to get in here and draw my weapon, I'm in your face, pushing you away, you don't have a chance of grabbing the gun, you couldn't even see it.
Right.
So what I did is I still flinched, but I'm going, dude, calm down. I still have you, I'm still outside 90 fingers splayed. You grab, just old muscle memory, a little bit of like unconscious panic. If I control his hands, I control him. It doesn't matter, it's a quick fix. But what I'm saying is I was able to, in a friendly environment, produce a physiological change. And so I talk about that synthetic adrenaline dump. Like when you're driving really fast and you're late, you're looking at your watch, you come around a turn, and you see, oh shit, there's a police car there, and immediately you get a fear spike. You get that adrenaline dump produced by a fear spike. You're sitting in your car, you're not doing anything, you're listening to your favorite tune, all of a sudden your heart's pounding, you got butterflies in your stomach, depending on how fast you're going, maybe you broke out in a little sweat, and then you realize he's finishing writing a ticket, he's not even, but as soon as you realize you're safe, your adrenaline dump didn't stop.
The machinery's still going.
Yeah, so you still have to, that was close, laugh at yourself, laugh at all the physiological. So there's a way in training, if you're smart, if you're creative, there's a way in training for you to produce these synthetic responses that are going to, through metacognition, abstraction, if I know what A and C is, because I've imitated them in training, if I know what A and C is, and B hits me in the street, the degree of improvisation is minimal. But if I've never practiced that, it's like, whoa, I got to go from 0 to
even your torso and your ear being off. I mean, because doing something here athletically, you have about a 10% deficiency from.
I've done stuff where, we'll do a slow motion stuff where I go, man, I don't want any trouble. It's slow motion headbutt. Boom, I get hit here. Now slow motion knee to the nuts. Boom, and I'm on the ground here like this, and I'm like, fuck, dude. And now draw the weapon and shoot the guy in the leg. Like from some weird, people don't practice that stuff, but that could happen, And so if I don't have a gun, how am I taking the guy down? How am I punching him in the nuts? Most guys, they fall down and get up and go, what'd you hit me for? As opposed to like being here and going, dude, whap, and fucking nail and drill the guy as he's coming at him.
You didn't pull that.
I thought you'd be
got
bigger.
balls.
I thought you'd be.
I was. That's good. What's that?
Strong like bull.
Yeah, strong like bull.
I know that's my hand.
So here's the punchline.
Yeah.
It's like, so with guns too, and so with knives.
Yeah.
All right. So let's say like I'm in the office, I got my friend Briggs. Every time we come by, like randomly during the day, like we fuck
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we like just to do it,
Yeah.
So we can't shoot each other.
Right.
Like we have to have someone of a clean room.
Right.
We can't put our spider codes and
Right.
Go visceral and my bad.
There's so much slow motion shit you can do. Slow motion work will bleed. Every great athlete, like if you look at Michael Jordan documentaries and Wayne Gretzky, they do so much slow motion, so much visualization, so much of that stuff. So it's really easy to take a training knife and come across and do something like this where you go, whoa, and you slip through it, and then you instead of me going, oh, that was good, I pretend I miss you. But it's always you got to give the guy the 3 stimuli that trigger the flinch. 3 stimuli: visual, auditory, and tactile. So you can't go like this, go and do some sort of like non-telegraphic, execution, right? It's got to be motherfucker, right? So that gives you the chance to get a hand up or to get your head out of the way. And you start to figure out in a safe environment what works and doesn't work.